Yo ho ho ho! Ladies, gentlemen, gamers, and fellow ZZZ and Jane Doe glazers. Welcome back! We are starting the drip marketing for Miss Doe. So, what are we doing here? I like to typically say if I'm getting the characters, how I feel about them, how they are. But with Jane Doe, excuse me, that is not at all related to Jane Doe. With Jane Doe, we have a little bit more to go on here. For once in my life, I have finally caught up in a very good amount of time. On time, I would even say. I am all caught up finally with the Zenless story. I'm doing the event, everything. And for those of you who have done the story, I'm not going to say spoilers here, but we actually do get to play in Jane Doe, and we get to look at her kit in its full-blown glory. They basically mooned us with it. And I was shocked. I was like, wow, you play her, again, you get to see literally everything. The only thing you don't get to see is the W engine, but all the stats, the way her kit works, everything, we've gotten to see it. So this is where these reviews of the drip marketing, as much as I'm going to do them, are going to be a little bit different, at least for Jane Doe. Now, I don't know if they're going to do it with future people in the story, but, you know, as much as I glaze Star Rail, as much as I hate Genshin, I gotta throat right now, Zenless. This is such a good thing, and I don't understand why they don't do it in Genshin. Star Rail, they kind of do it where the character helps you, but Zenless is the game, and other gachas kind of do this. The only other gacha I really have experience with is Fate FGO, and they let you use the characters in the campaign that are with you in the story while you're doing the story. Excuse me, that is not something we use at all. But they let you use the characters. And I think it's a genius idea. I think it's giving you way better of a look at them than the stupid test run does, because the test run is not like real combat. But the story was great. Jane Doe was great, but we're gonna do our little review of her, in the 3/4 ways I like to do in all of my reviews. But I know a lot more about her now, so I could kind of give a little bit of a better idea. And it also works out because these videos for them are a lot shorter on Zenless than they are for the other ones. So, what do I think of Jane Doe? My review process. Number one, are they hot? Jane Doe is possibly, thus far, the hottest character I have seen, at least in Hoyo universe. And the main reason why is because they have added things to make her sexual. I'm astonished, I'm baffled, I'm excited, I'm hard, and I'm enjoying it. It's great. Now, what am I talking about? Obviously, if you've been living under a rock or you don't know Jane Doe, she has fucking ass jiggle physics. Huh? And not only that, her thighs jiggle, her calves jiggle, the little thing she got going up in there, that jiggles too. Everything fucking jiggles, but it's good jiggling. Oh my lord. I mean, just look at her personality, everything amazing. Now that's spoiling a little bit of the lore part. But essentially, Jane Doe, look-wise, is absolutely magnificent. And again, another way I have to glaze and throw at Zenless, they are way more into adult themes than the other gachas are. They embrace it, and it's beautiful. So on number one here, looks, she is absolutely blowing it out of the water. She is sexy as hell. Now, granted, that's not my most important criteria, but it's one of them. The second criteria, which is very important, is her gameplay / is she meta. So there's not really a lot of new characters in Zenless because we are at the beginning of it. We are like, what, almost 2 months out at this point. But Zenless, it's still pretty new, right? We really don't have a lot of characters on the roster. So Jane Doe is an anomaly physical character. Main DPS as far as I could tell. Now the main issue with Jane Doe is with her role. She's an anomaly character. For the longest time, and I still am kind of confused about it, I don't understand what anomalies are supposed to do. The word shielder, I wonder what they do. Oh, they shield, they defend, and obviously you have people that do these things in different ways. This isn't to exclude shielders from doing damage, right? Maybe there's going to be a shielder one day that's good at countering. Maybe there's a shielder that could just nuke you, right? It's not to say they're fully defensive, they're not going to do damage, but at their core, a shielder is supposed to defend you, right? Ben Bigger and the new biker women that are coming out, they're going to defend you, right? At least Caesar. I think it's Caesar that's the shielder. But aside from that, stunners, what are they supposed to do? They're supposed to give you more impact. Why? To set you up, to help you do more damage. Almost like a support. The stunner people kind of function as a pseudo support because look at Chang'e, she increases damage not only with her W drive but also with how her kit works. She gives you more stun damage. How do supports work? Well, they either decrease the character's defense like Nicole or they buff your damage like Sokaku. I don't really know if there's any other supports in the game, but regardless, right? Those are the two I have. Those are the two I know. I know at their core what their kit is supposed to do. I have no clue. I know what Anomaly is supposed to do in practice. They're supposed to proc anomalies, right? Electric anomaly, physical anomaly, ether anomaly. They're supposed to proc these things, but I don't know if that means they're also another main damage dealer, because the two ways that I could see doing damage is either A, procking the anomaly, or B, just being your standard crit character, right? Now, Jane Doe technically crits because her anomaly procking can actually end up critting, and boy, does that thing do a lot of damage. And I'm assuming the campaign one isn't min-maxed perfectly. So I feel like she's going to do a lot more from what I saw. But at the end of the day, I truly don't understand Anomaly. And I kind of relate it to Honkai Star Rail's Nihility class, where the Nihility class, by definition, is supposed to be a debuffer. That made me think they're more supportive. And there are supportive Nihility people. But the person in that game who could do the most damage is a Nihility character called Acheron, and she nukes everyone. And she's Nihility. She debuffs them with death. So these are things I'm trying to wrap my head around, but I think Jane Doe is going to be decently good. I don't think they've released a character that's going to be bad. It's only going to be the case where they release a character that's just going to get power crept. And by that I mean all the old characters are probably going to succeed their titles, their championships to the new ones. So it's not necessarily that characters are going to be bad, it's just there's going to be better ones. I don't think anyone's going to ever be bad, but we'll see, right? We don't know. But Jane Doe seems good. Now, here's the main issue. Or before I go to the main issue, let's go to the third section of my review, the lore. So to kind of finish up the second section, meta-wise, gameplay-wise, I don't mind her. I think her gameplay is pretty fun. I like it. I like building up Anomaly and then just seeing it proc and seeing nuke damage. I actually really like nuke damage, more so than crit does. But I don't know if she's supposed to be a main DPS. I just really don't. But aside from that confusion, which hopefully will get rectified with time once we see more Anomaly characters, her lore. I'm not going to spoil too much from the campaign, but her lore, I really, really like it. Excuse me. I really like Jane as a character. I think she's pretty cool. Obviously, she's hot. Her gameplay, it's not bad. And her lore is pretty decent, but I can't really say anything because you guys have to experience that. But, she's kind of like a little femme fatale, so I'll just leave it at that. But now we get to the nitty-gritty here. Am I going to roll for her? Sadly, after the Chang'e incident, which is basically Zenless's version of the Clorinda incident from Genshin that I had, also on my YouTube channel, I honestly don't know. Am I going to roll for her? Yes. I don't think I won't not roll for anyone, potentially speaking, but I'm not going to go too crazy for her. Now, granted, she's not out yet, right? And, we have an event going on. We have a lot of other ways to get polychromes for now. But I'm not going to hopefully be going crazy for her. Once I do the actual rolling, we'll really see where my loyalties lie because, oh, mama. Those jiggles, man, oh, mama. But yeah, so far, I know this is a little extended of an intro. It's 8 fucking minutes because the video itself is only 50 seconds and I didn't want to make this too short. Not that that was ever an issue. But yeah, that's what I'm kind of feeling on Jane. I really like her. She's not bad. But I'm not really going to go too far in for anyone unless they really, really impress me. Jane hasn't really impressed me. She's good. She's nice. I don't mind her. But I'm waiting for Miyabi. And if Miyabi lets me down, I'm going to be pierced in the heart with a blade. But let's hope that doesn't happen. Anyway, let's get to Jane Doe. Let's see her Agent Combat Intel. Oh! Let's lower it so it doesn't pop our eardrums.
Ready or not.
Oh! She has like rocker boots. Look at that jiggle though. Also, the best thing, she's a rat. She's a rat. Ooh, she's a rat.
I'll make it painless.
Oh my god, look at that bang boo. Her ult is just a giant death zone. Wait, she has mice on her back, on her little like shirt thing, her jacket.
So close.
It just says mice. Look at that little ballerina spin. This shit's crazy.
You're the prey.
So is this just showing off her like in-game? Oh my god, that pose.
How do you like me now?
Oh, I love her. But not enough, sadly. Not enough! So that was the other thing I was gonna say. Now, obviously, Hoyo has their little ways of doing things, right? But I really don't understand what the ancient combat intels are, aside from them just trying to like show off their the character. Because in the past we got one for Chingy, which was as long too. It was like 50 seconds, right? Not even a minute. Now after this, I'm assuming we're gonna get a character demo. Now that's the one I really want to see. That's gonna be the interesting one. Then we might get a music video because Zenless is oddly themed around music, so we're probably gonna see more of that. But I'm really sad we don't have something like Star Rail where it's like keeping up with the Star Rail where we have a little show explaining them. Someone sitting down and really explaining their kit. Not that they do a good job anyway, because I look up a guide anyway, but still. Zenless is doing things slightly differently. Again, not as good as Star Rail. Star Rail is still the apex, sadly. I really want Zenless to overtake them, but I don't know if they will with the way things are going, with the way they've set things up. But only the future sees. But either way, this makes it easier for me to react to, so I'm not too sad about it. But that was it. That was decent. I actually don't really care for these combat intels. I think it's a nice thing to see, right? It shows off their animations. It gives us a tiny bit of information about who they are, because we have little quotes by them. But it's really not much. It's really nothing crazy. Excuse me. I also like in the top left here, we see She Will Break the Meta. That's probably a small content creator just like me who's trying to garnish views by making something a little crazy. But from what I've heard, I don't think Jane will break the meta. However, she does do something very interesting. She also allows for other people who are physical to also be on the team, because it's not just her that her passive applies to, where anomaly procking can crit. I think it's any anomaly physical proc that happens while she's on the team. So that's pretty fucking good. But either way, that's going to be Jane Doe. Pretty much. I don't know if I'll cover the rest of her. I mean, I'll definitely cover the stuff I'm interested in, which sadly, as much as I say it, is probably everything. But we really got to see. But so far, Jane Doe is not bad. But we'll see how it goes. I'm probably not going to go crazy for it because after the Chingy incident, I really need to save for Miyabi. But anyway, that's going to be it. I hope everyone enjoyed. Tell me what you guys think about Jane Doe. And hopefully you watch me at Twitch TV/Tecnics channel.